If you want to do 2 minutes of a drill, man, so be it. You're only going to improve that 2 minutes. If you want to do 20 minutes of a drill, well, okay, now we're talking. You're going to get somewhere. Yo, what's going on TikTok? I hope you're all super well. Today's video is all about an individual session and how I go about, you know, planning my own individual sessions. It's been a minute since I've been able to get out on the field and do this sort of thing. But before we go any further, make sure you guys go down below and click that subscribe button. It means the absolute world to me. And you right there, I see you. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, I'm gonna come and get you. Maybe not, but I'll just be really upset. So when we get down to the park, I'm gonna sit down with you guys and talk about my thought process behind every single individual session that I do and have done in the past. I feel like I've left a few replies to comments talking about this, but I haven't made a full video dedicated to how you guys should be doing this. So let's go down to the park and let's get this session in. I'm keen, man. I haven't done an individual session in a hot minute. All right, just while I put my boots on, I'll take you guys through my thought process of what I'm going to do in the session. So it all starts in the car ride here and a little bit before. Actually, I lie. It starts at team training. So after every team training session, you know, in my drive home, I always think about and review what I could have done better. I'll always go over my mistakes. When did I lose the ball? Kind of really take a mental note of the times where I had a technical fault. See, in my opinion, individual training, if it's like this on a field by yourself with nobody else, it's all about technical training. So for me, we look back, the last team training session I had was on a Friday. And on that Friday session, I won't forget there was one touch. I received a straight ball, so from you guys to me, and I went to take my touch with my left foot off to the side. It was quite a firm ball, and my touch went too far. Wasn't good enough. So I look back at that and go, okay, we can work on that because I don't want to have that mistake again. So then I'll plan and think about a drill I can do. And then I also review what could I have done better throughout that team training. I'm thinking, okay, maybe a few one-touch passes. I might go even back to another training session. And okay, there we go. The second thing, one-touch passes, because it's something that I want to improve on more and more. So I'll think of a drill about that. Maybe pass against the wall. It comes back to me quite firm, and then I have one touch to get it through a gate. Obviously, if you have two people, it's much easier, but you know, this is an individual session. We got to work with what we got. On top of that, when I say that, I always think about the field that I want to go to. There's one field which is like 2 minutes from me, and if I don't need a wall, then I'll just use that. But if I need a wall, I'll drive the extra 10 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever, to get down to this field so that I can have the wall to practice against. It's all about planning and thinking about how you can improve. So we're gonna crack on with it. I'll do a little bit of a voiceover as to why I do each drill, and we'll go from there. Right, so to start off the session, I love to do this one touch against the wall. Little bit different here because there was a little bump in front of it, so you can see sometimes it bounces up and I have to quickly readjust to get in there and keep the ball on the ground. And it's great practice because you're aiming to hit the ball. You see on that one I hit it up in the air, but when it comes back I then have to aim to keep it on the ground. So absolutely love this as a little warm-up. Yeah, good little drill. Next up, I worked on exactly what I told you guys before the session, which is playing the ball into the wall and then that one touch across to the side. You can see once I do it, I take a little rest, I walk back to the starting position, and then I go intense. And then I slowly progress this, as you'll see in the next clips, where I look behind my shoulder for a longer amount of time when the camera angle changes, which will be after this one, I believe. And I'll look, yes, so you'll see I look there for a lot longer than usual, which forces me to react to what's in front. And you know, you have to judge where the ball is and all of that sort of stuff. It's a greater challenge rather than, you know, just a touch off to the side. From there, I then progressed it to something even greater, which would have simulated what I would have done in that session when I made that mistake. So if I kept my first touch, I was then approached by a defender, where I had to keep the ball close to me. So I replicated that by going around the front cone and then in and out of a couple of cones. You know, loved this one. It just kept it really intense, where you're going from controlling the ball straight into a quick little dribble. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I just made it up on the spot. It's what I do with most of my drills. How can you progress something simple to something greater? One thing I'll quickly say to you guys after that one is, this stuff doesn't have to be perfect, and I don't even think you want it to be perfect, because in a game, in training, just think about all the times where you may have lost the ball or done a slightly wrong touch, but you still have a chance to win it. So if it's here, I don't know if you guys can see, but if a defender touches it, there's still a chance to keep the ball and continue going. So if you mess up the drill, don't stop. I see so many players mess it up, start again and go from the beginning. Don't stop with the drills, because it just replicates the game and that sort of mentality of continuing to keep the ball. If you stop, then you're only going to take that into the games, and you'll put your head down when you lose the ball, whatever. Man, you saw that one just there. Wasn't the best touch, did a spin, went through the cones perfectly, kept the ball. Not everything in football is pretty, man. Not everything in football is pretty. We also got these mushrooms. I don't know if we should eat them or not, but probably not. Last up is the one touch that I was talking to you guys about. So I put, what is that, 5 cones down with little gates, play it against the wall, and then kind of create a situation in my head where a defender may be coming from, where my player is running, anything like that, rather than going, okay, this one I'm going to pass through the blue. So yeah, working on that. A couple I missed by a meter or so, but that's why we're working on it. If you're not making mistakes with it, then why are you working on it? I guess you can improve even further if you are good at it, but this was something I noticed, and you guys can see even in training there's still mistakes, and that's why you have to get out on the field. And you can see that I missed 2 was that, and then I go back to those blue markers and just continue to work on it, because I missed those 2 in a row and it wasn't good enough for me. So this one's good, but it's a little bit annoying running and getting the balls after your set's done, but hey, it's alright. Right, so that's my individual session done. Got a bit of a sweat on, as you guys can see. It was tough, man. It's not easy. It's hot. Got to get down here, got to get that work in. So again, it was only 3 drills. I went for about 40 minutes, and I think so many of you guys get caught up on this idea of how many sets do I do? How long should I do each drill that I do for? What sort of drill can I do? I guess that's an understandable question. What sort of drill can I do? But man, when it comes to sets and reps and how long you do each drill for and all of that stuff, how long should your session go for? Forget it. It really doesn't matter. I can't remember the last time I really timed my drill, unless it was for fitness. If it's for fitness, then yes, you need to time it, because you need to know like how long you go for, you have a target, all that sort of stuff. Man, this, I just do it until either 1, I get bored, and make sure you don't get bored after 2 minutes. That's not a good enough excuse to move on. Or 2, I think I've done enough on it and I leave it for the day. Like, what I don't understand is, what do you gain from knowing the amount of sets and reps to do? Maybe to push yourself a little bit more, but man, just push yourself as much as your body can go. 40 minutes was enough for me. I think it was 40 minutes, I don't know, I really don't care, because I came down here and got done what I wanted to get done. It's as simple as that. You have your focus for the session, sets and reps, forget it. Go out to the park, do as much as you can and as much as you want to. If you want to do 2 minutes of a drill, man, so be it. You're only going to improve that 2 minutes. If you want to do 20 minutes of a drill, well, okay, now we're talking. You're going to get somewhere. So look, push yourself as much as you want to. You're only going to get as much out of the session as you put in. So like I said, you put 2 minutes in, man, you're going nowhere. So yeah, that's my take on that. Let's head home. I'm pretty sure I'm cooking tonight, and we got Lucy, so we'll catch up with her. Back home. Lucy's here as well.
Hello.
How you going?
Yeah, good.
We just finished cooking. What did we cook?
A pie, a chicken pie.
Chicken leek pie. I'm pretty sure that's the actual name of it.
Sure. Well, it's got other vegetables in there as well, so.
Yeah, well, it's chicken and other veggies.
Yeah.
So basically, cut the chicken, put it in the pan, and then you cook that, then you cook the other stuff, and now we've just got it cooking in there, getting the pastry nice and...
Too great.
No, I think you put too much egg in.
You did the egg.
I didn't do the egg.
Yes, you did.
Next time, just like, not as much. There's a puddle of egg.
That's my fault.
Nice. Dinner's made. Well, made, finished, eaten.
Eaten?
Chicken leek pie was pretty good.
We made a bit too little though, we should have.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Some
doesn't
people lost their food. I ate a little bit more. But
It's barking season.
we also went for our walk. That was quite nice.
Yes.
Now, I want to give these guys a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look because I call Lucy after most training sessions, trial sessions that I do, and kind of give you an update about, you know, how I feel about the whole situation and all that sort of stuff. So speak to these guys about the sort of vibe that you get from me in terms of that sort of trial process, how I'm feeling about everything, and, you know, you speak the truth.
Well, I think that, like, when you've called me every single time after you've been, like, so happy with yourself and, like, really just thought you tried your best and were really happy with it, and it's a bit discouraging to think that your best wasn't good enough.
Right.
Well, not good enough, but, you know, technicalities got in the way. But I think that you've handled it really well. I mean, obviously you were upset about it, and but you had the mentality of, well, you can sit around and be upset about it, or you can, you know, continue on and not dwell on it, and just carry on.
Yeah, and then obviously,
exactly, find the benefits.
So how do you think the next season looks? How do you view it?
I don't know.
It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, I mean, like, you've obviously still got this trial.
Yeah.
And, you know, others sort of here and there, like, I don't know. It's very up in the air. I don't really know
I
what
couldn't
to
even, like I said before, I don't even know what session I'll have tomorrow night.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the sort of place we're at, and I'm doing my absolute best to get out there and contact clubs and speak with people, and like we're about to go get stuff for dinner, and I had to call someone because Dad and I remembered, oh, we need to speak to this guy, do it right now, and so I had to call him, and you know, it's difficult, but yeah, working away, chipping away, trying to find those contacts. But anyway, Team 280, sign out. Make sure you like us, subscribe, and turn the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.